I always wanted to grow vegetables. It's something that I wanted for a few years, but being a mom and traveling and moving and all that, sometimes you don't have the time or the resources to do it. And I always wanted to do it. So it's something I always wanted to do. I think organic food is very expensive and it's not as fresh as you wish. You don't know how long had been there, and it's not easy to get organic sometimes. So it's nice to grow it. I had read like if you eat fresh from your garden, it has more nutrients, so that's nice. I think it's one of the best things it could happen to me, because it has been very hard to change the whole, like your whole schedule, like staying at home with the kids and not knowing what's gonna happen and being scared about this, and being in contact with the plants. It's very relieving. You can be sad or mad or worry, and you go to the plants and you kind of forget about it a little bit. Also, being at home, like every day is the same day. If you're always at home, every day is the same day. And going outside and seeing the plants, you realize how time is passing. Like you see the plants growing, you see flowers coming and fruits and everything. So you feel like you're connected with time, and you see how time is making your plants grow, and you feel productive. And it's amazing when you eat those vegetables, and you made it. You feel like empowered as a mom, and it's very nice to see your kids eating it, your husband eating it, and you feel you're doing something very good for your family and for the environment. All these insects, finally they have something to eat here, the pollinators. And it has been very positive, very helpful. I think nowadays with this COVID situation, domestic violence is increasing a lot, and I don't blame it. It's hard, guys. It's really hard to be stuck at home, and everything's closed. And so I guess even for domestic violence, having these kind of programs, it'll help to get people less stress. Any kind of situations on depression, anxiety, obesity, diabetes, all that. Even also like occupational therapy for teenagers, like they're stuck at home, they're so boring, so bored, so they can do this and they'll be busy and I guess happy, because they'll feel they're learning something and producing something. About pests, I think it's all about balance and companion planting. It's a lot of factors. Not overwater is very important. Just water enough. Also, I did some mulching. I mulch the top of the bed, and that protects the soil a little bit, I think. Keeping enough space in between plants so they don't suffocate each other. Also, I prune the leaves on the tomatoes, like the leaves that cross each other in the tomato bush. So if I see a leaf crossing each other, I cut one of them so it's only one and it's more airflow, and that airflow is very healthy. Companion planting, for example, herbs repel, like oregano and basil, and they repel pests. And also like having garlic around and onions around the vegetable bed. And also like having a balance on when you want to fertilize. It's good to fertilize, but not too often. Like if you do it too often, you attract more pests. So that's what I read once. So if you're gonna fertilize, make sure it's like when it's needed, and what to feed each plant. It's very easy now with technology. You just like Google which nutrients zucchini plants like and which nutrients tomato plants like. For example, now I'm about to feed my tomato plants because they're producing so much that I have been keeping eggshells, and I have all the eggshells on a paper bag, and I just put them there, and they dry up by themselves. I think the paper bag helps for them to dry. They don't get any mold or anything. So I just crush them, and I'm gonna put them on the top of the soil on the tomatoes, because tomatoes like calcium. So calcium, yeah. So it's a way for them to get some of it. For example, roses, they like acidic soil, and I throw some coffee grinds on it because coffee grinds acidify the soil. So it's a constant learning. It's a lot of learning, and also I'm using the compost a little bit. I make a compost tea, but I don't do it too often. Just for example, now that I'm gonna cut those huge zucchinis, I'm gonna cut them and I'm gonna fertilize the plant because it's a lot of work for her. You know, she just delivered a huge baby, so she needs help. And I'm gonna give some compost to it. Also making sure you cut the leaves that are touching the soil for them not to get any fungus or anything from the soil that they can be sick. Yeah, so that's a little bit of everything. The production is doing pretty well. It takes time, it takes patience, but it's worth it. Once you start getting it, it doesn't stop coming. I think it's good to leave enough space for the plants to grow. I think it's good to plant. For example, I plant 2 zucchinis, and they have enough space to grow. And also important to always keep an eye on your plants if you get a pest. So yeah, now I can tell you, like, almost half of my food is coming from there. Like in this summer, and it's the first year, like we're having fresh salads. Like I cut the chard, all the 3-colored leaves, and I use the cucumbers, I use the herbs, I use tomatoes just from here, and it's delicious. It's very nice to have always available, like having all these ingredients, fresh ingredients available for you to make a salad every day. You'll eat more salad for sure. And also cooking, like I have so much zucchini, so I'm like looking recipes to make zucchinis. To cook zucchini. I made zucchini muffins. I want to make zucchini bread. I made zucchini pizzas. Instead of having a flour crust, I just put the zucchinis and all the ingredients for a pizza. Is super good, guys. You have to try that. It's so good. So definitely it helps you in your economy, and you eat healthier because you grow it. And even like small kids, young kids, my son is 3 years old, and since I'm growing this, he started eating vegetables. So it's very nice for the kids to see how your mom is planting something, get them involved. Like he helped me to plant the charts. Now he's like, Mommy, I want to eat leaves. And he eats leaves. And I make soups, and I cut some zucchini for the soup, and he didn't like zucchini before. But now I tell him, is the zucchini that Mommy grow? And he eats it. Like he likes to see how things grow, and he is more conscious, and he started eating more vegetables. So it's very nice. Oh yeah, I love Mesa Verde. I'm very grateful for everything. It's a blessing to have this program. I wish it could spread. I wish they had more people. It's very nice. All the side effects of being on Mesa Verde, like psychologically, emotionally, and your health. Definitely you eat way healthier growing your own vegetables. And I think at the end it's a great help for food security and health. The community gets healthier, so there is less obesity, diabetes, and now with the COVID, well, they're concerned about food safety too. Like I don't know how COVID is affecting all the food production, so I think it's nice the communities have access to this. It had impacted my life in a tremendous way. It's a very good therapy and it's amazing. It's in all the aspects. So the only thing is you need to have the space and the time to do it. Doesn't take that much time. You know, once they're growing and it has drop system, you can just water it every other day. And yeah, so it's very positive. I'm very happy that I found this program. Hi everybody, my name is Paulina Leon. This is my first year with Mesa Verde, and I want to show you my garden. Okay, so this is a fence, very useful. And first I'm gonna show you this zucchini. It's 2 zucchini plants, and I don't know, but we got very big zucchinis. You can see it here. So this zucchini, even if it's big, it's very soft and it'll last for 2 weeks. So it fits a lot of people. It's very good. Then here we have eggplant. So there is a baby eggplant here. And we have big eggplants down here, 2 of them coming already. 1 and 2. It's pretty amazing. Beautiful eggplant. And we have cucumbers. So right now they're growing a lot. I have a small one here, and there is 2 big ones here. 1, 2, 3. It's very good for salads.
So how often do you harvest here?
I'm getting every day. Every day something is used in the garden. Salads, and a lot of salads with cucumber, herbs, and even like the weeds I'm getting on the beds, I'm eating them because some weeds are edible, like this purslane is growing a lot, and it's very good on fatty acids and has a lot of vitamins. I use it raw, but I was reading it's better to cook it because something there. But it's good on salads, and I mix it with the cucumber, sometimes raw, a little bit of raw zucchini. And there is the tomatoes here. These tomatoes are producing a lot of tomatoes. Like they have a lot of tomatoes, and they ripen like in 1 or 2 days. Right now I have like 50 tomatoes, I guess, or more. They're pretty good.
What type of tomatoes?
This is a cherry yellow tomato. I don't know exactly the name, but there is only 2 tomato plants here, and they're producing a lot of tomatoes. I use these ones. I can use them on pizzas. I can use it raw. I use it also for soups. So it's very, very nice. So these are 2 tomatoes producing a lot here. I like to plant onions on this edge, so it protects my tomatoes a little bit. They're taking over. So I plant 1 onion here, another one here. These are from the kitchen, like food scraps. So I just got the food scraps and put them here, and they grow again. And I just cut a little bit if I need a little bit for scrambled eggs or something. There's another onion here. They're pretty big right now. I need to cut them.
And so when you say to protect your tomatoes, what do you mean?
Because as far as I know, like some pests don't like the onion smell, so it kind of repels or confuses pests a little bit. I like to do like mix what I'm gonna grow. They say it's very good to confuse the pest. They don't. If you plant a whole bed of one thing, it'll be easier something attack it, and they don't like strong smells. There is more onions here. I think onion is doing pretty well on the shade. Like it has been very sunny. And here There is a basil that I like to plant next to the. There is this a basil here. I wait for it. This is a basil here next to the tomatoes. It's very good companion. And this is oregano that I already harvested and is growing back again. This is oregano, very good. I dry it up and then I use it. I use it fresh too. And there is another one here. Oh wow! There is a bell pepper that is here. There is a bell pepper. Where is the bell pepper? I don't know where is it anymore. There is another cucumber here, but it's not growing very well because it's kind of tight. I had an eggplant. I know a bell pepper. The bell pepper. I was here. I forgot I had a basil here. It's doing pretty well, even if it's like smashed. Oh, here's a bell pepper. I need to do lifting here. So lift this. So there is 2 bell peppers that are taking very long, but they're coming. Yeah, it's crazy. They're here surviving to the crazy tomato. So it's 1 bell pepper. I need to prune here. Yeah, but it's not. I guess it's that's why it's not growing very well. But what I'm gonna do is so every day I do something in the garden. I'm gonna lift this so it gets sun. Also, what I'm doing is like I prune leaves inside the bush so it gets airflow. I do that with this sometimes too, like the leaves that are getting ugly like this. I cut them. There was another zucchini here. No, they're not. There's a small one. Well, this one is the big one. I have more zucchini in that side. I'm gonna eat this tomato. So these zucchinis had produced less, and I guess it's because of the corn. But anyways, it's giving a very big one here. It's beautiful. Look at this. And there is another one here. I put something underneath so they're not in contact with the soil and any bug get there.
Like mulch or what?
It's a piece of wood or any cardboard, so they're not like in the soil, like they can get sick, I guess. I tried the plants or the zucchinis not to touch the soil. There is another zucchini here and more purslane that came by itself. This is another herb. I don't remember the name of it, but it's very medicinal and it's very spiky. So I'm letting them grow because the flower can be used for medicinal purposes. I forgot the name right now. This is a wheat. Yeah. And there is another zucchini coming here. They're very good. You can grill them. You can steam it. Eat it raw. It's very, very good zucchini. Tasty. And this is the first time I try to grow corn. Learning a lot and learning that it's not so easy to grow corn makes me appreciate food more, because now I see how hard it is to get corn sometimes. So I hand pollinate the corn. There it's coming. I have to use a stair so I can get the pollen and put it on the steams. But there is coming. And
So what do you use for pollinate?
For the corn, I use scissors and I cut a few of the pollen steams there, and I use make sure it falls on the little hairs here of the, this is the female, the ones with the hairs. Um, Actually, I made an experiment here, like this corn, I hand pollinated, and this one I didn't. I can show you here, like, so this one I hand pollinated and it's growing pretty good, but this one I didn't and it's not growing. So for corn, you must have a lot of corn. At least they say 16 of them close together, so they cross-pollinate with wind. So it's better to hand pollinate, I guess, next time. And there is more herbs. Actually, if you want to, here. So I planted a lot of basil. There is thyme, very good for cooking and for making tea. Thyme. There is more basil here. There is another tomato. This is an heirloom yellow tomato that is growing. And I like to have flowers like the cosmos you gave us. It's very nice. This helps for the other plants to attract pollinators. That's very good. And I use it to make flowers bouquets for the house, and they last a long time in water. And yeah, so it's nice to have herbs and vegetables that you cook together, and there is a meal. Basically, we have been using a lot of this. It's easier to eat healthy. It's very nice.